Hi, this is Benji, and I'm back with another interesting situation. But Benji, what could be so interesting about this situation? There's nothing on the board! Well, there doesn't really need to be. I find this situation very interesting, actually. So the word that you want to play is very clear here. I spelled it out for you. The best play is Brolzy. You have a bingo, and it scores a lot. What's a lot less obvious is where you want to be playing this bingo. Um, the two places that you should be really considering playing it at are 8D and 8H. I'm just going to talk about each one for a little while. The 8D position scores 92, so you're going to be off to a very good lead and doesn't really give too much back in the way of counterplays. It puts an eye it puts an I under a double letter score, and there are, your opponent could potentially have a 30 to 40 point play with an S, or worst case scenario, a double double through the K line. But those are going to be unlikely, and you're going to be off to a very good start. The 8H position has a very obvious downside. If your opponent has an S, they're probably going to be scoring somewhere between 70 and 80 points on average, maybe even a little bit more. Um, but this play scores 14 more points than the other one, and if you draw an S before your opponent, the game is basically over. It's going to be very tough for your opponent to come back from what's basically going to be a 150 point um, lead. So, which play should you make? That's the question. Um, the thing about this segment that I'm having is that the answer really depends. Like, I'm not choosing situations that are really clear cut. Um, and what I would play actually depends on who I'm playing against. If I'm playing against Nigel Richards or one of the other best players in the world, I would probably opt for the 8H position because it it volatilizes the board, and I want to try and get lucky against these types of players. Um, Nigel Richards in particular, I feel like if I'm making my play at 8D, I'm probably only just over 50% to win the game, just because Nigel is such a better player than me. Um, but if I play it here, I feel like as long as I can draw an S before him, I should be in good shape to win the game. I would say 80 to 90% of the time. Um, and if I don't draw an S before him, I'm still in the game. It's not like I can never beat Nigel. Um, Against a player of a similar or lower skill level to me, I would probably opt for the 8D position. Um, I would feel like I'm about 75% to win in this spot against a player of my skill level if I open with this play. Um, whereas in this, whereas if I played it here, I would say that if I draw an S before my opponent, I'm way ahead. I'm probably winning like 95% of the time. But if my opponent draws an S before me, I'm probably only winning about like 50% of the time. Um, and if you multiply those situations together, it just comes up just under 75%, which was my estimation for the 8D positioning. Um, it's not really clear cut here, though, and that's what I like about these positions. Um, so let me know in the comments what you think and whether you disagree with my analysis here, because, like I just said, it's not really clear cut which play is the best play here. I just think it depends on the situation and who you're playing against, but that's just my opinion. All right, thanks for listening. I hope you get something from this, and feel free to disagree with me here. This is just my opinion.